G'day everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Wednesday the 8th of October. As always, timecodes will be in the description if you want to jump ahead to other options here. So this set, I'll be honest, it's a bit shit. If you have Somerset, it probably won't be too bad. If you don't, if you have High Isle, maybe it's not absolutely awful, but yeah, honestly, I find this one to be one of the most unreliable endeavors in the game. So yeah, I would go deconstructing at a jewelry table, dining room furnishing, and recharging weapon enchantment, and then I'd choose a tribute match, because this one here you only need to do a single tribute match, and that's it. Regardless of if you win or you lose, you get it done. This one here, you will likely, especially if you're not good at PvP, you are likely going to do multiple battlegrounds, and that will take a long time, usually. Much longer than any of these other options. So that's your last resort. Okay, starting with recharging a weapon enchantment, one of the easiest endeavors in the game on the opposite side. So in your weapons here, you just find anything with an enchant, and you've got a charge or the blue bar just below the level and damage and all that. So you just right click, charge, and then use a soul gem, and then you can charge your weapon, and that's it. Now firstly, easiest way to get your hands on a weapon with an enchant, if you're starting from the very beginning, basically. So you come over here. This is there's many places you can do this. There's heaps of areas with weapon racks. Imperial City is a good example, but yeah, Crystal Vial over here. There's some Inferno stays on this weapon rack here. You can just grab one of them and then equip that. If you need an enchant, you just talk to Glamour in here, the enchanter down below, and then go here and you'll see some glyphs. So just grab one of the weapon glyphs, it's the Flame, Frost, or Shock. Chuck that on your white weapon that you've just grabbed. It might be green sometimes, very rarely. Just come out here and then attack the mud crabs that are on the beach. For example, there's normally one over here. Someone's killed it, I think. Yeah, other than that, there's also one over here. Yeah, for example, this one over here. So if you've charged your weapon up, if you just attack it once, it'll use up an enchant, and then you can just right-click charge again, and then you can use another soul gem. If you need a soul gem, Starfall Arcana in Vocal Guard in Auradon is also amazing, because there are soul gems in here all over the place. And usually, the two NPCs in here, there's like always one soul gem that they can't watch to prevent you from going stealth and stealing it without getting a bounty. The only one I don't know how to get is this one, because these are not actually here. They're not interactable as far as I'm aware. Yeah, everything else is fine. So yeah, you got a soul gem here, and then I think that's it. Usually I think there's another soul gem somewhere else. I think it's sometimes the items don't always spawn. It's just a bit weird. Yeah, just grab one of these soul gems and then use the mud crab outside to fill the soul gem and attack it with your staff at the same time. You'll use up a charge, and then you can just recharge it with the soul gem you just got. Deconstructing Jewelry. The quickest way I say you should do it is to get a bunch of pewter ounce. You need 16 in order to do 8 rings that you can just deconstruct. So as an example, I just grabbed a bunch of rings here, go to deconstruct, and then deconstruct those rings. Now the other way, if you don't have any pewter on you, either you can just go get some from a guild store. Trying to get it through deconstruction, like with the other stuff, it's not going to be as useful, because there's no items like you can with swords and bows and shit where you can just grab it off the ground somewhere. The only way to actually get jewelry is to do dolmens. That's probably the quickest way, because each dolmen will give you at least one jewelry piece. Maybe you'll get another one or two from the enemies that drop stuff. But yeah, normally you'll get one per dolmen. That'll take a few minutes usually. But yeah, that's another guaranteed way to do it. That's the only way I would do it if you don't have any pewter and you can't buy some. Okay, dining room furnishings, arguably the most annoying of the furnishings ones. But as soon as you've got one dining room furnishing, it's easy from that point. So firstly, free house. This character here, Philan Demarie, if you talk to her, she'll start a quest, and all you have to do to complete the quest is just keep talking to her until you get the gold reward. Along with the gold, if you haven't got the 3 free houses, that'll show up in... So houses that you have in the game will show up in the houses tab just here under collected. So Ebony Flask Inn Room, Rosy Lion, and Mara's Kiss Public House. These are free options that you can get by completing this quest on the 3 different alliances. And yeah, they're all quite valuable to have because they all give you sort of convenient, like traveling to certain locations. But yeah, you just need one for this, just the small area for that. That's enough. So if you want to check if you have a dining room furnishing in your house, housing editor, just go to your house first, housing editor, bottom right, bottom middle, you'll see it says browse, just go to that. And then in the tabs up here, you just go retrieve. And then in dining here, you'll see there's actually a item just here that actually counts as a dining furnishing. So there is also an item that you can purchase for crowns, which I will make a case for today. It's like the only one I would actually bother with. Maybe. I would advise if you can spend gold and get it that way, it's better. Anytime you want to like save crowns are only things that you can't get with gold any other way. So it's my mantra, but it's your call. I'll still talk about it anyway. So if you have an item, just firstly go over here and go put it away, and then go exit, and then on the left bottom you'll see it says undo. You can hit that, and that allows you to place it back down, and it counts as a placing of furnishing. Now if you place it down and then you pick it up and place it, nothing happens. What you have to do is it has to go in your inventory, and that's what putting it away does, and that's what that's what the undo redo does as well. That's why it works. So instead, put it away and then undo, and that works. And then redo, undo, that'll do it exactly the same thing again. So that's the quickest way in the game as far as I'm aware to place furnishings rapidly like that. So what I would do is once you get your dining furnishing, just have it in a corner somewhere in like a small sized house that you eventually get, and just like group up all the different Endeavour furnishing types. This is Seablin Villa. This is actually it's not on the Crown store. It's actually on the ESO website. It's like $10. I as far as like housing, like deals for houses go in this game, there's like a lot of them that are just fucking ridiculously overpriced. Like most of the houses here, especially like the notable ones. Look at this. It's like $140. Like shit like that. It's like $50. It's fucking crazy. Whereas this one here, it's only like $8 or $7 AU. It's probably less US. So yeah, if I were to spend money on a house, this is like the only one I would choose aside from all the ones you can get with gold. Alright, now on to your options for dining furnishings. There are 3 I recommend. This one's painful because there's no way to just buy one cheap with gold. You have to either look around, get some items which can be a pain in the ass to get, or spend a little bit of crowns. So the crown option, if you go to browse in the where you saw retrieve before, in purchase instead, just tab here, go to dining. You want to go to chairs, and then this Argonian chair rough here for 20 crowns. As far as I'm aware, this is the cheapest option in the crown store to use as a dining furnishing. You need one. Once you bought this, just place it in your house somewhere. Don't lose it, because buying another one for crowns is not great. But yeah, you can just use this for your any dining furnishing ones that come up. Honestly, like every other one is way easier than this. It's just this one that's such a pain in the ass. So yeah, that's one option. Let me go through the other two, which are basically if you have some gold, you can get these ones here instead. Okay, so your second alternative is to purchase a dining item from players on a guild store. So there's sort of like there's 4 keywords that you're going to want to look for. They are benches, they're bench, chair, counter, and table. Those 4 words, basically just chuck them in here. So for example, chair, and just make sure you go to furnishings here, this tab, just put that in. And as you can see, Dark Elf chair, if you look at the description, the top left, it says furnishing, and then it says dining. As long as that second word says dining, you're good to go. So yeah, pretty much everything here counts as dining furnishing, but as you can see, some of these options are fucking royally expensive. This is, a single one for these for $3,000, that'd be not too bad, but 2 of these for 6, it's annoying. You only need 1. That being said, placing 2 would still be quick anyway, so you could buy something like that. You're probably going to have to shop around to see if there's any like really good deals for this. Maybe like look for anything that's like $2,000. That's probably like the best sort of deal you're going to get. Maybe $1,000 or 500 if you're really lucky. There's like certain items that are really cheap. Something you could also do, maybe to give yourself a bit of a helping hand, is this is ESO's Tamriel Trade Center website. There's an add-on in the game for it too. I'll link this in the description if you want to take a gander. But basically, if you put the word chair in, Don't do anything else. Don't actually select any of these. Just go chair, advanced search. All right, so yeah, go furnishings here, and yeah, put something here, and then unit price ascending as the sword option, and then the cheapest option will be here. So you can see this Breton chair in Anvil. Unfortunately, you needed that DLC to be able to access that zone, but you're right over here with a cheap item, and yeah, just look, and you've got some other ones that aren't actually too bad. Yeah, 1.7k. That's also a good option. That's the Argonian chair that we got for 20 crowns. Now, fun fact: there is a crown to gold ratio in this game. There is like a gold to crown trading market in this game, and as far as I'm aware, for EU, it's like 1,500 gold to a single crown. Like give or take. Some people charge for more, some people charge for less. But that means it's like 30 grand for an Argonian chair. If you were to pay through, like, that's how much 20 crowns is worth essentially in this game. So you're getting a pretty good deal for that Argonian chair, all things considered. Now your other option is there's a blueprint you can get from any woodworker in the game. It's called the Common Table Slanted. You can use this from level 1, so just go to a woodworking station once you've unlocked this, and you can craft it straight away. You don't need any prerequisites. The only issue is the ingredients. Pitch, nickel, and heartwood. Nickel's pretty easy, because you can just buy it from the woodworkers here. 5 for 15 gold each, that's 75 gold, that's not too bad. Pitch, it's cheap. It's about as cheap, maybe a bit more expensive than nickel. You need 9, so it's like maybe 150, 200 gold. Not too bad either. The main issue is going to be the heartwood. This is... it's a bit of a pain in the ass to get. You have to go and cut logs of wood, and it's like a small chance of getting some from that. Or you go to guild stores and you search, just like you were with furnishings. So basically, if there are no... like, consider the price of the like items from Premier Trade Center with the amount that you got to pay for any heartwood that you can find. So you have to go to materials in this tab here, furnishing material, and then just type wood. And as you can see, 300 gold a piece. That's a lot of gold. So just 2 of them, that'd be like 600 gold. So if you can find 2 or 1, like 2 sets of 1 for like a decent price, that could be good. But you can see these heartwood are expensive, and they're usually sold in fucking huge stacks, which means you're going to need a shit ton of gold, and then it's like, what do you do with the rest of it? It's spending a lot of gold on something you may or may not actually ever use. So, yeah, it's a bit of a rough choice there. But yeah, what I would do is maybe, because this is going to be a one-time investment, once you've got that dining furnishing, it's easy from that point. This endeavor is like one of the easiest in the game, but it's just that initial getting the items to get it is going to be the pain. So I'd say just go cut some logs of wood to get yourself some heartwood, then refine all the wood that you get to try and get a little bit of pitch, and then either buy the pitch on a guild store for not a crazy amount of gold, or use the woodworking hirelings. The lumberjack hireling. This will slowly get you materials like pitch. Maybe won't be able to do it this time around if you like don't get enough pitch. But yeah, honestly, like, just secure yourself the ability to do this one later on, and yeah, you will not regret it. Trust me. Okay, now on to completing a tribute match. This one, the difficulty isn't bad because, regardless of if you win or you lose, it works. So just complete one match, that's all you got to do. Part of the issue I have with this one is tribute matches can go for a long time. They can go for like 20 minutes. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of this one where you can just do these ones here. And like, just the amount of time it takes for your queue for this one is probably longer than it takes just between these 3 here. So yeah, in order to start Tales of Tribute for the first time, you need to find Brogas here in High Isle. You must have this DLC, otherwise you won't get access to it. Which sucks. I think they really should make this base game so everybody's got access to it to give people more players and, I don't know, quicker queue times for this as well, I guess. But yeah, it's their choice, I guess. Yeah, so you talk to this guy, you'll get like just a starting deck for free. And then you just go to the group tab here, Tales of Tribute, and then join queue here. Unfortunately, the NPCs you can play in Tales of Tribute, there's heaps of them all over the map. For example, in Stonefalls, we've got one here. these NPCs, they don't count, so don't bother with them. It sucks. I personally think it's quite shit that they don't work, because it just wastes your time. Like, it's way quicker just doing one of those matches than it is to wait for a player. But it's only one player, I guess, compared to the fucking Battlegrounds option. But yeah, there's some guides out there for learning Battlegrounds. There is for that too, but yeah, Tales of Tribute. It's not something I enjoy, so I don't really play it too much and specialize in it. I just advise going through those guides to check it. But yeah, it can be time consuming. Not only learning how to play it, but getting decks that are like sort of the mainstay. There's like some of them you have to get through Infinite Archives. Some of them you get through like doing leads and shit like that. It can be it takes some time getting like a proper build if you're not going to use the starting stuff. Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. You just need to complete a game. And like, honestly, you could just like try and lose the game as quick as possible just to make sure you do this quick. But yeah, just the queue time, and usually the way Tales of Tribute matches go, they can take a while. Not as long as Battlegrounds though, so I'm going to talk about this one now. Completing a Battleground match, that's a way better option, because you basically have to be good at PvP in order to be able to do this quickly. So if you go to the help menu here, and you type in medal here, what it'll bring up is the Battlegrounds medal set, and what each medal is worth, and how to get it. Now, as you can see by this stuff here, you can see what I mean. You have to deal damage, you have to deal a lot of damage, you have to get kills, you have to get assists. I'd say getting assists is probably going to be one of the quickest ways to do it in Team Deathmatch. Mind you, tip here, the little asterisks here at the bottom, you can see it's earned multiple times. So every single assist will give you 100 points. So if your team manages to get 10 assists, that's it. That's one Battleground if you're lucky. The problem is, the groups that you get is going to be kind of random. You could get a really good team, or you could get an absolutely, I don't know, the team that you get might not be experienced, and the enemy team might be fucking really good. So you just get absolutely wrecked the whole time. Because now that it's only 2 teams, it's not like there's 3 different teams that you can focus on. So yeah, if the enemy team is good, and there's kind of nothing you can do sometimes. So that's the problem I have with this one over just doing a Battleground match. You have to be good, which isn't a big problem in itself. It's not a bad thing, but endeavors, you want them to be quick. Like, you don't want to have to fucking spend ages doing it. But you know, if you are good at the game, it is rewarding. But unfortunately, I don't know how you view yourself, but not everyone's going to be able to do Battlegrounds and just get tons of kills quickly. I can't. It's not something I specialize in. It's not something I enjoy. So yeah, I look at this and I'm like, I can't do this in one Battleground, let alone probably couple. So yeah, if I can't do it, I imagine a lot of other people probably can't either. Yeah, not saying, not assuming that everyone's shit, but it even if you're good, if the rest of your team's shit, there's there's only so much you can do anyway. So yeah, it's just very volatile. This one could be pretty quick, and especially if you play the objective, because that's another thing. There's 5 different game modes, and the way you get a lot of points quickly changes for some of them. And some things that, especially things that you can repeat, are probably going to be good. So if you can get burst heals a bunch of times, that might be really good. For capture the relic, if you can get the relic twice, that's it. That's all you have to do. But obviously, easier said than done. Again, I'm not the voice you want to listen to for doing Battlegrounds. I will link a couple of guides for Battlegrounds in the description, stuff that explains the game modes, and just a general PvP knowledge guide, because PvP is vastly different to PvE. The requirements, or more the things you should value, the things you should prioritize, the flow of combat, the way you survive, the way you kill enemies or kill players, it's totally different from PvE. So yeah, if you don't know now, personally, my advice here, just biased, but my advice, just don't bother with this one. Just wait for tomorrow's ones. 15 seals isn't that big of a deal, when honestly you can do the whole weekly way quicker than you can do this one. So yeah, I don't think it's worth much. But if you absolutely must, if you need those 15 seals, if you're not going to be able to get something you really want from the store before the storm atronach stuff goes away, for example, yeah, just basically try and just tap enemies as you see them, and when they die, you'll get assists that way. Just use line of sight, for example. You know, going around corners and stuff, enemies can't see you, they can't hit you, that sort of thing. Stay with your team. Holy shit, that really helps too. And prioritizing the same target. Like, don't go off and fight someone else when the rest of your team is about to go and dogpile on somebody else, because that works too. And yeah, just read the map, see what the enemies are doing. If you see them focusing somewhere, try and be somewhere else, maybe, especially for objective-based stuff. But yeah, just it's going to be very chaotic, this one. If you want to know more about like the different patrons, which I believe are like sort of the decks that you can get, and like the main theme of the decks, you can check them out here. That you can see there's heaps of them here. You start with one when you complete the quest here, but yeah, you can get heaps of them. And as far as I'm aware, some of them are really fucking broken. But yeah, so check that out there. But I'll leave a link to the some videos that will explain Tales better than I can in the description. Alright, and yeah, if you have any questions about any of this stuff, definitely ask them in the comments. But yeah, just understand these are not my strong suits. There are a lot of these I can do and explain pretty quickly, but yeah, these are, yeah, I'm not perfect, sadly. I'm not the all father or any shit like that. Alright, I'll leave it there. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. See you next time. Take care for now.